Hello, 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 and welcome back to yet another NFL video. We got a funny one today. A lot of stuff going on in the world, the presidential debates taking place, a lot of division. Uh, should I make a political? Should I talk about the debates? That'd be fucking hilarious. But anyways, we got a lighthearted video talking about the NFL Aura tier list. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Aura, it, it's undescribable. It's the energy you carry around the world. So you can see the tiers here. We have maxed aura, insane aura, tangible aura, aura-less, meaning you're just nothing, bland, nothing, negative aura, laughable aura, and and witness protection aura. We're gonna go through. I got like 30 people here in total. And we're just gonna go through, have a little fun. Hopefully, I make y'all laugh today. So thank you for watching, and let's get right into it. I don't even know the order here. We're just gonna drag people up here, see what happens here. Who do I got here? Oh, we got Jared Goofball Goff. I'm gonna put him in the aura list here. It's kind of strange how long Jared Goff's been in the NFL. He was a first overall pick. He's taken a team to the Super Bowl. He's taken him to a team to the NFC Championship. He's made a lot of money, but still, it's just look at the guy. He's a goofball. It's just something about Jared Goff. He'll never be cool. He just has no aura, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's a great player. Well, he's a very good player, but in terms of aura, yeah, Jared Goff is going to certainly go in that auraless tier, which is pretty sad for how much he's done in his career. Next up, who we got here? Oh, we got Aaron Donald. You know, I'm gonna put Aaron Donald in the insane aura tier. How many scarier human beings have ever played football than that? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put him in the maxed aura tier. Since he's retired and maybe last season, his aura has taken a slight decline. But I mean, Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive players in NFL history, one of the scariest humans, one of the most dominant forces that the NFL world has ever seen. He's an absolute monster. And at his peak, he was absolutely terrifying. And that's why he's going in the maxed aura tier. I have never seen an offensive tackle as feared and as revered as Aaron Donald. By the way, ignore these ads on the left and right. I do not get paid. I do not support whatever the hell this shit is on either side. Moving on. Who's up next? Andy Reid. Now, this is not just base form Andy Reid. If you notice, this is actually Andy Reid with a frozen mustache due to the cold conditions of that playoff game. For this specific version of Andy Reid, let's do it like this actually. Base Andy Reid, I'm going to say has tangible aura, especially for a coach. I mean, when Andy Reid walks in a room, people are like, oh, damn, that's Andy Reid right there. But this specific version, this rare card, if you will, of Andy Reid, I'm gonna put this in the insane aura tier for a coach. Frozen yellow mustache, negative something degrees in that playoff game, and he's out there, coaching his butt off. Shout out Andy Reid, one of the most lovable, likable coaches in the league, but also, he can get down and dirty. Next up, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's aura has really been on a roller coaster because obviously in college it was all the way up here. Heisman, several just savage dog moments. Then with the Browns, it was off and on. He had his highs and his lows. Then he went to the Panthers, or his aura dropped down here. But he's revived his aura. He has aura. There's no question about it. But how many fucking times am I going to say or this video? I'm going to say over 100. But he has revived his career, and he went from being one of the biggest memes in the NFL to being a respectable quarterback again, having a really solid season last year. And it's just he has it. What he has exactly what Jared Goff does not have. If Baker was as talented as Jared Goff, or if Jared Goff had Baker's aura, that really we'd be talking about a really special player here. But I'm gonna put Baker in the tangible aura tier. I love how this video is going already. Next up, who is this right here? Oh, we got Joe Burrow. Now, Again, this is a special version of Joe Burrow. This is Burrow just after he won the national championship at LSU. But honestly, regardless of whether it's his specific version or just his base version, he's going in the maxed aura tier. There have simply not been maybe a handful of players in NFL history that have entered the league with as much swag and aura as Joe Burrow. He came off arguably the best season in the history of college football. And only 2 years into his NFL career, he took the Bengals to the Super Bowl. I repeat, the Bengals to the Super Bowl. It was absolutely ridiculous. And, yeah, I mean, I think, this list was arguably made for Joe Burrow specifically. So I don't think anybody would argue that Joe Burrow is absolutely maxed with aura. Next up, who do we got here? Caleb Williams. It's so weird because all we really have to go off of is his college career. If Caleb Williams was mute or if he was deaf and he would have just never spoken a word, he would probably be up in here, to be honest with you. But the problem for Caleb Williams is that he has a personality, and it's not a great personality depending on who you ask. I'm gonna put Caleb in the negative aura. He definitely is not auraless. Um, the public perception of Caleb has really taken a nosedive like the last year or so. It's pretty funny. But ever since when he painted his nails, man, it was all downhill. It was all downhill from there. He has a uh he has a zesty factor to him, according to some people. Um, you know, and I'm not saying that's the reason it's in the negative aura tier, but let's move on. Next up, we got Ja'Marr Chase. Yeah, I'm putting Ja'Marr Chase in the insane aura tier. It's just it's pretty similar with Joe Burrow, to be honest. When you enter the league as a rookie and dominate, help lead your team to a Super Bowl, and ever since then, Ja'Marr Chase, he just has it. Most receivers do, but most don't reach Ja'Marr Chase's level. He statistically has not been really close to what Justin Jefferson has done. But I saw a poll the other day on who's the better receiver, and Ja'Marr Chase won like 25% of those votes. It really shouldn't be that close, but just because of the aura Ja'Marr Chase carries around, you probably have a good amount of people that think he's the best receiver in the league. And that's what aura does. It inflates people's beliefs and opinions of you. And Ja'Marr, he just has it. Most receivers don't have it, but he has it. Moving on. CJ Stroud, we're going in the maxed aura tier list. It's something about when you enter the league as a young player, you bring over a bunch of hype from college, right? When you're able to capitalize on that right away, you just it grows exponentially. That's what CJ Stroud did coming off his final college game against Georgia. The hype was through the roof, and he proved all the doubters wrong. People said he shouldn't have been the first overall pick. He proved everybody that he was the best quarterback in the draft. And last season was just magical. Honestly, he was even in MVP talks for a part of the season as a rookie. And people are just on CJ Stroud's meat nonstop. There are people that believe he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. That is the effects of aura. That is what aura does to people. They are drunk off CJ Stroud right now, and they're just it is what it is. That's what max aura does to some people. Who's up next here? Dewan Jones. I'm putting Dewan Jones in tangible aura. Really, the only reason I even got him on this list, somebody left a comment on like my community post the other day saying they called him Thanos Jones. And I have to agree with them. For a rookie, think about how insane this is. A rookie, fourth round pick, offensive lineman to make this tier list. I'm gonna clap it up. It is so. I mean, there are some 10-year vet, damn near Hall of Famers who you probably don't even know who their name is. But Dewan Jones is, mark my words, he is going to make a name for himself if he stays healthy as one of the most well-known offensive linemen in the league, simply because of just how he looks. The man's a fucking freak physically. And he played his ass off last season as a rookie, one of the best rookies in the entire league. And Thanos Jones, that's just stuck in my head. That's I had to put him on this tier list. Moving on, we got, who is this? This is Tank Dell. I'm putting Tank Dell in the tangible aura tier list here. Um, as a rookie third round pick, I believe, to come in very short, overlooked by a lot of people, underrated. He balled out. He balled out. It was a part of that CJ Stroud, the whole Texans. If you were involved with that, your aura went through the roof. And Tank Dell was a big component of that. His fans dramatically increased. He's a fan favorite now. And overrated. That's what happened when you have this aura. You typically get overrated a lot, but that's what causes it. Is these people's inflated opinions of you because of what you're able to do. And Tank Dell, don't get me wrong, was amazing as a rookie in limited time last season. So those are the effects of aura. Moving on, who do we have right here? Derek Carr. I hate that I have to do this, but Derek Carr, he's gonna go in laughable aura. It's so sad what's happened to him, but the last 2 years, the man has been a laughing stock, really. Um, a meme of the league. I mean, what it was the meme about what was it? He looked like the dude from Toy Story, the villain, like the Sid. What was his name? Sid or something. He looked like him. People were making fun of him. He didn't play good last season in Vegas. His first year with the Saints, he was much better than people thought he was. He was extremely underrated last season. But yeah, people still make fun of him. They still mock him. At this point, there's nothing Derek Carr can do to revive his aura. It's too far gone. But it is what it is. I feel bad for Derek Carr. Moving on. This is actually Derrick Henry, but the picture I found cropped out to it's only where you can see Josh Norman getting stiff armed. I'm putting this version of Derrick Henry in Max Dora. Derrick Henry in his prime was the most intimidating, most just powerful, most respected running back I have ever seen, witnessed. I mean, the only other one that I can think of was Adrian Peterson, but I was too young to really take that in. So Derrick Henry, I just look at the picture, man. You can't even see Derrick Henry. You just see Josh Norman getting obliterated. This is a special edition version of Derrick Henry. This is absolutely in Max Aura. But if you want to just take in that 2 year stretch where he was, an MVP candidate and what he did in the playoffs that one year, absolutely it's an Aaron Donald tiers of aura right there. It was ridiculous, and as a running back, absolutely, broke through and broke the mold for what you can be as a running back in the modern day. Next up, Will Levis. Honestly, I thought his aura was going to be like down here, honestly, but he did play his ass off in moments as a rookie. But there are still some things that cannot be overlooked. I'm gonna put Will Levis in negative aura. The mayonnaise, um, just the mayonnaise eating a banana like with the peel on. I think didn't he do that? He just does a lot of weird shit. Um, Obviously, falling in the draft as far as he did, that was a massive aura loss. I mean, think about that. He was a projected like top 5 pick, didn't even go in the first round. His aura took a massive nosedive. Um, then his girl broke up with him, I think, but he still hit those. So shout out to Cub. But I mean, yeah, Will Levitt, he's gonna go in the negative aura, but I will say this. He has a chance to resurrect his aura potentially and go from zero to hero. Moving on. We have we got Myles Garrett. Now, this is not the special edition version of him assaulting Mason Rudolph. That would be in the maxed aura tier. I'm still gonna put Myles Garrett in the insane aura tier. The man has, victims. The man has victims in the NFL, notably Mason Rudolph. Like I said, this is not his special edition version. But base Myles Garrett, he's gonna go in the insane aura tier. With Aaron Donald gone, honestly, he might be the face of just brutal, vicious defensive alignment. He might be the face of that. I'm not saying he's the best in the league, but he's right up there, obviously. Dominant defensive force and just one of the most well-known, respected, recognized faces of defense in the league. Who's up next here? Oh, I'm putting Geno Smith in the insane aura tier. And if you're mad at this, then I don't know what to tell you. Geno Smith in that one post-game speech again after he beat the Broncos on opening day or actually was it opening week? It was like Monday Night Football, I think. That game against the Broncos, his post game speech, he had more aura. Write this down. He had more aura in that post game speech than Patrick Mahomes has had his entire career, and that's a fact. Patrick Mahomes is auraless. If he was in this tier list, maybe he is. I don't even know. Geno Smith on that single day solidified himself as a legend in terms of aura. How many people do you know could go from absolute nothing? Geno Smith was a zero burger in the NFL and then played his way into starting 2 straight years, made back-to-back Pro Bowls, got a fuck ton of money from the Seahawks, and he's just doing his thing. Shout out to Geno Smith. There's a lot of bias going on here, but it is undeniable. Geno Smith with a microphone in his hand is sensational, and yeah, it's just he's in the insane aura tier. I don't know what you want me to say. Next up, we have we got Nathaniel Hackett. He's going to be the first one that goes in the witness protection aura tier. I don't know what it is about Nathaniel Hackett, but he is one of, if not the goofiest NFL figures I've ever seen. He was hired as the Broncos head coach because he was friends with Aaron Rodgers, essentially. I don't even know if he was the Packers offensive coordinator. He was like on the Packers, I think. And, he got hired as the Broncos head coach. They were terrible. They were awful. They were the worst off. He was an offensive minded coach, goes to a team with Russell Wilson as his new quarterback and produces the worst offense in football. That's a massive aura loss right there. But even since then, as the Jets offensive coordinator, they've been terrible. Just look at the guy, no disrespect, but Nathaniel Hackett is one of the most memed figures as a head coach too, one of the most memed head coaches ever. And even Sean Payton took shots at him when he got the job in Denver. Yeah, it's just Nathaniel Hackett's aura has been beaten to a pulp the last few years, and it's unfortunate for him. But I don't care. I'm not a Broncos fan. Moving on. Who do we have here? We got Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm debating right now between the insane aura and the tangible aura. I'm gonna put him at the top of the tangible aura tier. Jahmyr Gibbs, he had that it factor about him as soon as he got to Detroit, but it's really not even about his personality. It really is just strictly on the field. He is electric when the ball is in his hands. The entire year, it didn't matter how good David Montgomery played. The entire year, Lions fans were begging for Jahmyr Gibbs, and a bunch of fantasy fans were begging for Jahmyr Gibbs to get 30 touches a game. And he had that X factor about him as a rookie, which is so rare to see. But he's so young, his aura can only get so high. I'm gonna put him in the tangible aura tier, but he could certainly take another step forward. Up next, we got Jalen Carter, one of the few NFL players with murders attached to him. Not murders, but deaths attached to him. That certainly is going to put him in the tangible aura tier. I'm not going to put insane aura. It's same with Jahmyr Gibson. He's pretty close, man. Jalen Carter had so much controversy entering the league, and he had that. He was able to turn that into a very good rookie season. He was getting absolutely glazed like every time he stepped on the field. Apparently, he was the best defensive lineman in football last year, according to some websites. But he had aura. He had aura as a rookie, and again, for an interior defensive lineman to be that talked about, that much praise, that much respect, it's rare to see. And Jalen Carter, he has all of those qualities about him. So shout out to him. Who's this guy? Oh, we got J.J. McCarthy. He's gonna go in the laughable aura tier. It's a rough start for a rookie to go to be this far low. Um, and keep in mind, a national championship winner in the laughable aura tier. He's just a really goofy guy. He looks like a who does Jason McCarthy look like? I'm trying to think. I don't have a good analogy right now. I'll think of one later. But he's not a very intimidating look, and you don't have to be intimidating to be an NFL. He doesn't really look like an athlete. He looks more of like a baseball guy, like maybe a golfer, perhaps. Um, but yeah, NFL quarterback. He does his Zen stuff. before the game. It's just he's very disrespected by NFL fans, including me. Um, he's starting off on the wrong foot entering his NFL career. That's just what I would say. Very overrated going into the draft and all that. So he's starting off in the very in the laughable aura tier. Up next here, we got Kirk Cousins with a grill. This is a special edition. You cannot really see it there. He has a gold grill in his mouth. I'm gonna put Kirk Cousins in the insane aura tier. This is not the special edition version of him on the plane, coming back from London with all the chains on. That would be maxed aura. I'm gonna say base Kirk Cousins is in the tangible aura tier, but the special edition version is in the insane aura tier. You know, you would think, right? Because Kirk has that same archetype as the Jared Goff, right? But he broke the mold as a Derek Carr, but he broke the mold. He actually has aura. It's very rare. It's almost unheard of for this type of a guy, but he did it, and he did it by being culturally open, experimental, if you will. How many would Jared Goff ever get gold grills in his mouth? The answer is no. Would Derek Carr ever get gold grills in his mouth? Hell no. So Kirk Cousins, he caters to his audience and even other audiences. He also he also had that moment where he said, well, what did he say about his gay teammate that nobody's perfect? That, that was pretty funny. So that was before he even did any of this shit. So Kirk Cousins, he's going in the insane aura tier as the special edition version. Gold grows on his mouth. Uh, Up next, we got Cooper Kupp again, man. Breaking down barriers. Did you think you'd see a white receiver in this tier list? Of course not. I'm putting Kirk. This is not the special edition. Special edition Super Bowl version Cooper Kupp would be in the max aura tier. Base version Cooper Kupp, it's going to go in the tangible aura tier. He was hurt last season. Puka stole a lot of his aura. Puka will probably be in this part two of this, but Cooper Kupp breaking down barriers. Like I said, any white receiver before this was thought to be bland, auraless, and Cooper Kupp. I'm not saying he has an exciting personality, but his play on the field. I mean, he was a dominant receiver for 1 year. He was absolutely dominant, and it was ridiculous. It was amazing to see. I will say this confidently. I dare you to prove me wrong. Cooper Kupp had the best single season for a wide receiver ever. That's all. That's all I'll say. I dare you to prove me wrong on that. So Cooper Kupp base version, tangible aura tier. Up next here, we got Lamar Jackson. It's so weird. His aura has He's always had aura, especially since he fell in the draft so far, the end of the third round. It's fluctuated in his prime. In his prime of that first MVP season, it was definitely maxed aura. It's gone up and down. He had that moment against the Browns where he had to go poop mid game. That was a massive loss to aura, but he did come back in that game, I believe. Um, I'm gonna put Lamar in the tangible aura. He's kind of fallen off a little bit. He's been hurt the last couple of years. He's coming off an MVP season, but people are clowning his MVP. How do you clown an MVP? People are still finding ways to take shots at Lamar, saying he was the worst MVP ever. I understand that. I'm not saying they're wrong. The most disrespected two-time MVP in league history, perhaps. I don't know. He's a very exciting player. I think he has a cool personality and all that. I'm gonna put him in the tangible aura tier. Maybe there's room for growth with Lamar still. I don't know. Up next, Kyler Murray. Yeah, honestly, I'm putting Kyler in the laughable aura tier. I mean, the amount of memes in Joe, nobody takes Kyler seriously anymore, and it's not even really a little bit of it is his fault. He had the clause in his contract saying he had to do homework and shit. What was it? It was like he had to watch film or something. That was a massive loss to aura. He's just short. That's the worst thing you can be as a man nowadays is short. So he's yeah, not good for him there. Um, he's been hurt, so he hasn't had the chance to prove the haters wrong with his play on the field. So he's kind of just been sitting back and getting shitted on lately. So his aura has been on a steep decline the last few years. It's all the way down and laughable. Who's up next? Who is this? Oh, you can't see the picture really. It's supposed to be the rookie class, the top three rookie receivers for this. I'm actually going to put them combined. This is actually Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Romo Dunze. It only shows Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to put the trio combined an insane aura. I feel like the amount of hype and expectations placed. I'll actually use this as a representation of the entire rookie receiving class. So as a whole, I'm going to put them in an insane aura. I feel like have been talking, including me, that this is one of the best rookie receiver classes ever. So they have a lot of hype and build up going into their first season. But even guys like specifically Marvin Harrison Jr., insane amount of aura. Romo Dunze, dripping with aura. Pause. Malik Neighbors, a fuck ton of aura. So we gotta, this rookie receiver class is being hyped to the moon, and I like it. Next up. Oh, Russell Wilson. Witness protection aura. There is simply nothing Russ can do at this point to revive his public image. And ain't that the crazy thing? Deshaun Deshaun Watson is less made fun of than Russell Wilson. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm not saying Deshaun's guilty either. I'm just saying, isn't that crazy that Russ's biggest weakness is the fact that he's cringe. I mean, the man is a Super Bowl winner. He's had multiple MVP caliber seasons, and he gets shitted on like it's nobody's business. It's really sad, really, as a Seahawks fan. You know how far Russ has fallen in terms of because at one point he was up here. He was up. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He was a magic man. He made all these insane highlight plays and throws and all that. But now, man, I mean, that's what 2 years in Denver does to you, I guess. I mean, he was absolutely his aura got took behind the barn and shot in the back of the head. His aura is absolutely dead. He needs witness protection. Every time he opens his mouth, a new joke about him is formed. It's sad. It's really sad. I feel bad for him. He needs to just shut up and play football. It was like a clip 2 days ago about him boxing, and everybody was making fun of him, saying he looked like a drunk uncle at the barbecue. Like he can't do anything. He cannot do anything on the internet without getting flamed for it, and that's what witness protection aura is. That is the definition of witness protection aura. Moving on, we got Sauce Gardner. This is not a special edition version, even though it might look like it. Sauce Gardner, the only cornerback on this list, I'm going to put him in insane aura. For a cornerback, as a rookie, he was all pro. He was defensive rookie of the year. He was, he had that hype coming out of college. Maybe not even that much hype, but he was drafted very highly. There were a lot of eyes on him. He performed, he delivered. He has that personality that a cornerback needs. You need to be loud spoken and confident as a cornerback. He is, and right now he's maximizing his aura as a young cornerback, and he's showing up and he's showing out lately. So shout out to Sauce Gardner. Is this the last one? We got two more, I think. Stetson Bennett. This is a special edition version. This might be controversial. I am putting special edition 2-time national championship winner Stetson Bennett. I'm gonna put him in maxed aura. And isn't that crazy? Look at the difference between him and JJ McCarthy. This is undeniable. I feel like everybody can agree with me that after they won their second national championship, Stetson Bennett was untouchable. The man was running around neighborhoods drunk, ringing on doorbells. It didn't matter what he did. He was untouchable. He was invincible. And yeah. I mean, coming out of college, people didn't even care if he got drafted or not. The man was a living legend the moment they won that second national championship, and you know, deservingly so. He played his ass off, and he's one of the greatest college quarterbacks, in the 21st century. Last one on this list. Who is it? Trevor Lawrence. It's so crazy. Coming out of college, he was up here. After his rookie season, it was awful. Then, he had a really good sophomore season and it was back up here. But a lot of people are shitting on Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to put him in the negative aura tier. On a lot of people, because people I think the problem is people are seeing how many young quarterbacks are performing well early on, and they're not giving Trevor as much leeway. They're like, wait a minute. CJ Stroud was great his first year. Jordan Love was great his first year. Trevor Lawrence was god awful his first year, and in his third year he wasn't good either. So I think people are starting to hop off the Trevor Lawrence hype train and be like, wait a minute, guys. You have to be good to be respected and to be a fan favorite and to get all this praise and credit and all that. And he has not been that good. So Trevor Lawrence has lost aura at an exponential rate here since entering the league. But that's gonna be it for this fucking video, guys. I hope I made y'all laugh at some points in here. This was a lighthearted video. I hope it didn't take too long either. But leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I will be back pretty soon. I assume so.
But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.